So if you just looked at Cuba during the day, you might not think anything is wrong. People are out walking, kids going to school, cars moving, music playing. It looks normal. But underneath that, things are not normal at all. Because right now, the entire country is dealing with constant power issues. And recently, the whole grid collapsed again. And here's the thing. Most of the struggle isn't what you see. It's what people are dealing with behind the scenes. People don't know when they'll have electricity. So when it comes on, even if it's during the day, everything becomes a rush. Cooking, charging phones, getting anything done before it shuts off again. So even if the street looks calm, everyone's on edge. Food is another issue. You might see markets open, people buying things, but a lot of basic items are either hard to find or too expensive, and without reliable electricity, storing food becomes a problem too. Fuel is tight. You'll still see cars on the road, taxis moving, buses running, but a lot of it is limited. Prices are high, supply is inconsistent, and transportation doesn't run like a normal system. So what looks like a functioning city is actually running at half speed. And a big reason for all this is energy. Cuba relies heavily on oil to generate electricity. But right now, fuel isn't coming in like it used to. The US has tightened restrictions, and at the same time, Cuba's infrastructure is old and hasn't kept up. So it's not one problem, it's multiple problems hitting at once, and people are feeling it. Even if you don't see protests everywhere, frustration is building. You hear it in conversations. You see it in how people move, how businesses operate, how unpredictable everything feels. And then you've got the political side. While all this is happening, Trump is talking about possibly taking Cuba. He didn't explain exactly what that means. But when a country is already struggling, that kind of statement adds another layer of uncertainty. Because now it's not just about fixing internal problems. It's about what happens if outside pressure increases. Cuba's been through tough periods before, losing Soviet support, relying on Venezuela, dealing with tourism ups and downs, but they've always managed to hold things together. Right now, it feels more fragile, because when energy becomes unstable, everything else starts to follow. Food, transportation, daily routines, all of it. And again, during the day, you might not immediately see that. You'll see people living their lives, adapting, finding ways to make it work. But talk to anyone for a few minutes, and you'll realize how much effort it takes just to get through a normal day. There are talks happening between Cuba and the US, and there's even discussion about opening up parts of the economy. But for most people, that's long term. Right now, it's simple. They just want consistency. They want things to work. They want a normal routine again. And until that happens, everything you're seeing on the surface is just people adjusting to a system that's barely holding together.